So, just so everybody knows in the recording. Oh,
People
wait.
are still
God,
feeling him.
fuck. Okay. So just so everybody knows in the recording, these two have been harboring a pedophile. It is very,
All right.
proven
Let's
that
get
it
this
is,
going down now.
and
Okay, I'll go ahead and get started.
yeah,
So everybody
they're
here,
explaining themselves.
over the last day, um, hmm, I'll start at the beginning. So over a year ago, we had a coder by the name of Peeky. He came to the server. He worked on bots. He did a great number of things. He benefited the server to a large extent. From there, um, we were informed probably back in October or no, I think around October of last year of 2020 that he was potentially going to prison for having a hacking tool. Um, I think this was November, and that he would soon be going to jail for that hacking tool. So he was kind of stepping away, leaving his responsibilities with us due to that. Um, During that time, um, we had reached out to a few other people to see just how malicious is this hacking tool that he owned. Um, Other coders told us that it wasn't really that well, I guess in their words, it wasn't that uncommon that a great number of coders and things like that had owned um, that sort of thing, and that it wouldn't be something that startled anybody necessarily that was a regular coder. And so, I guess we kind of left it there. Well, he went to prison, and for several months, we just um, it just kind of is what it is. I mean, he was in prison. There wasn't a lot of contact. What contact was there was bridged through his sister. Peaky's sister then came to us and was, kind of a bridge of communication. She would put her phone up to Discord, and me and several members of staff would have her call with him a couple times a week, and that went on for several months. From that point, um, we uh, we were given information from Birdie, our former staff member, um, who was regularly speaking with Peaky's sister, that he was a pedophile, and that was the reason he was in prison, and not the hacking tool that we had been informed of for weeks and weeks, months prior to that. Um, so we the evidence that was provided was a single article that never named him, that just gave some points that could be filled in and fit his description. Um, but we weren't 100%. It wasn't 100% sure. Um, um, but we banned him because that was what we felt like the appropriate thing to do was, at the time, without
Oil's
getting
not
into
even
further
talking.
information.
Holy shit.
Um, Now later on, we came and um, later on we came and or he came to Oil. Sorry, my DMs are blowing up right now. I'm about to have to silence them. Later on, he came to Oil and said that a few days ago, and said that he wasn't actually, he had never been convicted or charged or arrested for any of those charges. It was only the hacking tool that we had originally known about. Um, he then provided documents that his sister had fabricated information to make him look guilty. That all of the charges that he had had at the time were um, um, just just the hacking tool and never consisted of anything of pedophilia. So, with the information that was provided, we decided to unban him because it was just the correct thing to do. Or we felt like it was at the time. Um, we never really tried to put anybody in danger or anything like that. It was all based on um, best evidence at the time, and at the time there was no evidence that he had done anything wrong. So from then on, we unbanned him. That was yesterday, and then other articles came forward this morning showing that he was guilty of doing it. So then we banned him as well, or banned him again for the second time. So that was before the Reddit post. That was before any of our channels started blowing up. It was before any of that. He was already removed long before any of this really started blowing up. Um, that was kind of, where we left it. And then this article was made, and saying that we are sympathizing for a pedophile, which isn't true because he's not even in the Discord and he was removed. And we've just done everything that we can that was morally correct, because we've never tried to ban anybody, the same as every single person in here. If someone came forward accusing you of something, we've never gone and just banned you without getting any evidence. That never seemed really right or fair. Same as, we don't really air people's dirty laundry or air people's bans or anything like that. We know we've never done that to any of you guys. So that was the reason that we haven't spoke up about this until now, when we're getting bombarded and accusing us of being a sympathizer to a pedophile, because everybody here on the staff team has done everything that they can to ensure that that isn't the case. We've never allowed that sort of thing. We've removed entire clans for doing things such as that. We've always taken every precaution that we could to try and protect this community and every member of it. So, uh, but like I said, we have tried to make everything right. That we've tried to take steps to prevent things like this from ever happening. And if we made a mistake in trusting someone when we shouldn't have, then I apologize. All of us do. We've never tried to put anybody in a position to jeopardize anybody's safety of the server or anything like that. And we've never done that. We've always tried to protect everybody here. But that's all I really have to say about that. That's pretty well sums up the situation. Um, I understand that some people are upset, and I understand that some people just want to feed into the chaos and make up things and insinuate that we've done things and that we're just out to ban people. But we've never allowed people to spam our chats, and that this is no different. Spamming our chats gets you muted. If you keep doing it, then it gets you banned. If you join the server and then 3 minutes later you start spamming chats, you get banned. That's nothing new under the sun. We've always had that. We've always done that. We're not trying to hide anything here. We've always tried to be firm, fair, and consistent about everything that we do, and this was no different. Oil, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Basically just answer people's questions if they have any. I know that we pretty much have the exact same scenario, view of it all.
Okay.
So if people want to talk, then
I will allow a few questions. I can't be here all night doing it. There's way too many people in here. But
Oh yeah, I can't be here
will
all
choose a few.
night. Oh. Like, do you see how much this is blowing up? You really gonna say you can't be here all night?
You've got to accept it.
Would we be able to see the documents that he provided you guys
No.
showing that he was innocent?
No, I'm not gonna. That's not mine to share. That would be. I'm not even sure if that's legal for me to share that sort of thing. I would never share something like that of yours or of anybody else's. Like I said, we made the best decision that we could at the time, given the information that was gathered. And it's not like we just made a rash or quick decision. We spent
Of course I
hours
won't
and
show
hours
you.
and hours looking through
There's no
things to
legal
figure out
issue with
whether
him
this was
showing
the right
you.
call or not. And we've never tried to ban anybody or punish someone.
They just don't want to be
based on
incriminated because the evidence that was provided to them was so weak and they still accepted it
researching this, that's what
for his innocence when he obviously was a
backed
pedophile.
off information that was fictitious.
I just feel like since he is a known hacker with the hacking tool that you shouldn't really trust his word with the documents and stuff, since being such a proficient hacker with his tools and stuff, he could
He wasn't
possibly...
a professional hacker. He owned a very easy to access.
He could possibly use those skills to fabricate documents.
I mean, you're right. You're right. But I mean, at the same time, we have people fabricate documents.
You're
every day.
right.
It's a lot. It's hard.
This
to
is a
tell
guy
what
who was almost a,
when it
like
comes
he's a
to,
pedophile.
this sort of thing, whether it's just simply
Accusations or
physical
not, you still
punishment,
don't fuck with
or
that.
whether it's as serious as
Ah.
it's just a simple chat violation, or if it's something as serious as pedophilia. We never have 100% substantiated proof nearly on anything, and in this situation, our
Weak.
the best evidence that we had indicated that he hadn't done that. Now, when we received an actual document from the court,
I will be posting this shit to
we
YouTube.
removed him. The same as we've done for anyone.
Most hacking devices, they're still hacking devices, right? It doesn't matter what the intention is. It's still something that is illegal. You guys ban people for gamma and stuff, hacking tools like that.
That's not a hacking tool. That's just using something to get an advantage in game to kill others.
You still ban someone
I
for
was
something
going
as
to
simple
say
as that. Why let him back?
Stuff like speed hacking, other things. His hacking tool provided in the public court document was a tool that is used. It's called a rubber ducky
Keystroke.
hole something, whatever keystroke.
Mhm.
It's used so you can track what people are typing, so you can steal their information that can lead to credit card information being leaked. So I'd say that's pretty serious.
I mean, look, again, we reached out to a number of other community owners, coders, and based on their experience, none of them acted like that was something that we should be concerned about.
Are you kidding? Are you that stupid?
Other community owners, coders, and other coders that we spoke to, and none of them.
Nah, that's a lie. You have a whole ass business. You are not going to trust it on the word of someone else. A different community. Are you kidding me? That is such a lie.
Yeah,
he never was accused or
having the tool. Okay, give me a sec.
Okay, I'm gonna move you back down. We've got a lot of other people here.
In the court document, Penal Code 201, for with the intent to commit a criminal act to have unjustifiably possessed computer programs or anything else that was partially suitable as a means of committing criminal offences, actions aimed at computerized information or computer systems. Basis. On Wednesday, 24th October 2018 in I cannot pronounce the Norwegian city. He was in possession of a USB rubber ducky keystroke injection hacking device. That's against the law. It's not legal.
So why let him back, regardless?
No, that is one thing. The main thing of this document was the child pedophilia. It went in detail about it. It was disgusting, horrendous.
And whenever we received that information, we removed him.
You chose to not believe the sister when she came in talking about this,
we chose
and
not
you
to believe
banned
an
her.
article from someone that we didn't know.
He isn't in prison for the hacking. He's in prison for the child pedophilia. His sentence went from 2 years to 1 year and 8 months. And then after the acquittal, they removed the hacking part, so it was 1 year and 3 months, purely for the child pedophilia. Because they removed the hacking device, his sentence got reduced down to just all of the pedophilia things.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Yikes.
We got that evidence after we got him back in. It's not like we had that evidence beforehand and like made the conscious decision to let him back in. But then once we got him, we removed him, or he left, if you want to be specific.
All right, well, I'm going to move you down, Lala, because there's a bunch of people trying to talk. Thank you. Honey, come on up. Honey, you have to accept it.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm learning. Hello. I just wanted to talk about Peeky's sister and how you guys handled that. She, when she came forward with accusations of abuse, I understand even without proof, but necessarily at first, but Like, she was blown off and told, like, everyone was calling her off as mentally unstable. Don't listen to her. Like,
No,
you know,
I
her-
gave her every opportunity, but the reason she was removed from this Discord was because she was spamming channels.
I just feel like she was kind of dismissed. Like,
I mean, again, I never dismissed what someone has to say, but you don't get to spam channels at the same time. Like there's a right way to go about that, and there's a wrong way. But you know, I took her at her word before when there wasn't very much evidence, and then I had all of this information that was thrown at us that said that everything she had said there was a lie, that it was fabricated, that she had made fake accounts, and everything that we had done, you know, was basically done on a lie.
you had proof that it was a lie?
Yeah, that she had made fake accounts to fabricate conversation and things like that. That was what was presented to us.
Fake account, sure, but it's like, and I understand it's a possibility people could make false accusations, but I can't
That was an
imagine.
issue that came up not a month and a half ago, that we should punish people for falsely accusing people.
And it's like, that's such a tricky subject, because it's like, you could also scare people from coming forward, and that's just why I'm here, and what I wanted to talk about was just like, I really have a hard time believing that she was just out to get Peeky. Like, I know even without proof, it's like, why would you want to come and tell a Discord of 5,000 people that you've been sexually assaulted by your brother? Like, it's just, I can't imagine why she would. I feel like she could have been taken a lot more seriously.
No,
I
we
don't-
talked to her about it a lot.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, it's just not kind of what I've been hearing. Like, I keep hearing mentally ill. She's mentally ill. Like, don't listen to her. And it's just like, even people who are mentally ill do get abused.
My mother is a biological my biological mother is a paranoid schizophrenic with bipolar disorder.
Okay, so you understand, and it's just like, even if someone's mentally ill, like, they're not crying wolf all the time. And I just wanted to ask, like, what, like, it's just, if she was listened to, it just didn't sound like she was.
No, yeah,
And-
we never said she was mentally, like, that came from, like, the example that they said she could be mentally ill and misconstruing all this. We're not saying that's a fact. But we did listen to her a long time. Like, I don't know if Plum said it in here before, but originally she was the one that was orchestrating the calls between us and Peeky in jail.
Like we had many conversations with her.
Yeah.
And before and after the fact.
And and even if you got wind of a guy who has a habit, like, let's say he might be a child porn fanatic, it's just like, why would you, I just don't understand why you would risk that. It's just like, if it was even a possibility, I don't care about proof. Like, throw that option out the window. It's too risky. And it's like, you guys have a very large popular community, and it's just like as soon as somebody might be a child porn type of person, it's just like, why risk it? Like, absolutely. Like, you just should have thrown them under, especially with the hacking shit, under the table too. People give you your credit card numbers to pay donations and shit. I got a member of my clan who's terrified right
No,
now.
he doesn't have access, and he never had access to donations.
No, he did not. The only person that's ever had access to that, even now, is...
Hackers get access though.
No, but it has nothing to do with what he has access to. Like, it's through PayPal.
Right.
And I run it.
He can
I
hack
mean, yeah.
well enough that it got him sent to prison. Like, it's not just some dumb kid, like, getting your address and sending pizza to your house. It's like, this guy hacked well enough. He knows what he's doing. He got sent to prison, like, with that under his belt. I know he was there for the child pornography, but I don't know. It just don't smell right to me. That's all I got. I just wanted to ask you guys myself. Thank you for your time.
Yep. Let's see. All right, Shaquille Oatmeal.
Hi.
Hello.
So I feel like everybody prior to me asked
Why are they
phenomenal
getting only
questions and brought up
girls?
really great points about everything that's happened.
Like, these guys have been
My
said to be very
question
sexist
is
before.
kind
Why
of
are they getting only girls
separate
first?
from that because there were multiple allegations that were presented not only in the Reddit and in the
I know exactly what they're trying to do here, dude. I know I'm deafening in the middle of her shit. I'm sorry. I know exactly what they're trying to do here. They're trying to get, like, only girls in the beginning to invalidate the arguments. To make them look dumb. So that it can't be defended.
like the people who support you and support your server and dedicate their time and their hard-earned money to you, like why you're treating them poorly.
I mean, I never thought I was treating people poorly.
Right,
Yeah,
but
sure you
there's
didn't.
conversation of you going off and people in VC, and all of that, and I'm just wondering, like, I'm wondering where those type of deals, like, are coming from. You know, just, I mean, personally, like, if I was to run a facility like this, like, not a facility, I'm sorry, a server like this, um, I would want to treat the people who pour their heart and soul into making it a good and safe environment properly. So I understand that you're saying like you don't know, and that's like a great political way of saying that, but like I just really would like to know, like, if that's not what happened, where is that coming from?
I mean, I'd like to shed light on it if you would give a specific situation, but I don't try to make anybody feel unwelcomed or shitty or like slave labor like they're talking about in general chat or anything like that. I know recently a few moderators left, and I tried my best to reach out to them and hear what the problem was or if they wanted to discuss it or whatever. So I try to go through the right paths.
Right. So I'm assuming you've seen the Reddit then, the Reddit like discussion about, you know, Isla Nublar supporting pedophilia and all of that, and you've seen the responses to that as well.
Some of the top ones, I don't know how far it goes down.
Okay, so some of the top ones though are from former admins who support this. So if you've read these, then you understand and you know the claims that I'm talking about. And I just, you know, like, you know, you don't have to really honestly say anything. Like my only suggestion would, you know, I would implore you to treat the people in the server who pour their heart and soul into it, as I've said, to make this a good environment, like on ground floor with the people in this server, the players and all of that, with respect. But that's all I really have to say on
Well,
that.
I can actually address some of that as well, if you don't mind, Shaquille.
Go right ahead.
So once upon a time, this was different, and I will say that, you know, even when I first joined staff, there was a 20-hour minimum, and if you couldn't meet that, that you were removed, and that it was expected of you. And then, yeah, like I can agree that at once upon a time it was like that. But ever since I became a senior and then to CM, like whenever I became senior, one of the things that we did was remove an hourly minimum, and every member of the staff team can attest to that. We don't force people to have a minimum amount of hours. They're here to volunteer and do what they can when they can. And if they can't, that's perfectly fine. I understand. I always say IRL comes first. You have to take care of yourself first. And you know, it's up to them how much time they want to put in. We reward them based on the amount of time that they're here, not condemn them based on the amount of time that they can't be here. Because that's not really fair or moral, in my opinion. You know, we're asking people to come here and help us make this community better, not chastise them and condemn them based on the amount of time that they can't, based on IRL situations, having to work, taking care of kids. You know, you have families, you have personal issues that come up. All those sorts of things are things that, you know, everyone deals with. And it wouldn't be fair to say you can't be here and be part of anything to help better the community if you can't put in, you know, a minimum amount of time.
Even back when we had those 20 hours, we always just told people that if you can't fulfill them or anything, just let us know. Like Plump said, life comes first.
Right, absolutely. And so I guess the whole point of what I'm saying and the whole reason I wanted to speak was to say, you know, like I'm happy to hear that there's changes and that y'all understand that like life happens and life is a real thing, you know, outside of, you know, a dinosaur game. But I just wanted to like shed light on that and just make it known that like, you know, as a member of this community, and I'm sure there's other members of this community who can agree, that like my senior staff and my senior admins and all of that, like I would want them to treat me with respect. And also side note, about what Honey was saying about his sister being banned for spam. I don't feel like that's right, and I feel like she should be unbanned. I know that's totally sidetracked from what I was talking about, but I feel like sometimes we have to spam, and sometimes we have to be loud to be heard, and that's just life. And whatever she was spamming, whatever it may be, I feel like she deserved to be heard, and I can only imagine how she was feeling. Like, even though she was heard in the past, like God damn, sorry, my cat is literally trying to eat my mic. So I just feel like there should definitely be a repeal on that.
I mean, yeah, I mean, we can definitely talk about that. I have no issues discussing that, but um, the I guess my question is, even during that situation, despite her feeling that way, we still, removed that person, Peaky, and banned him. So we're not closed-minded individuals in that regard. We're willing to talk with her, with anybody about it. But like, I guess I'm just trying to say that we're not closed-minded in that regard. That we were open to looking at things. Just because we made a decision at that point didn't mean that our minds wouldn't change, as it did. But it's not based on what some people are mad about. It's based on the facts, and it's about making a decision based on something that's we can prove and we can verify. And that's really what that was all about the entire time. But spamming channels, I understand you're trying to be loud and be heard, but the outcome was the same regardless whether she felt like she was heard in that situation or not. And I don't want anybody to feel like they can't be heard, because I want them to always be able to come to us. We have banned a great number of pedophiles on this server. Anytime we've ever had a situation like that, we investigate that to the best of our ability and handle it to the best ability that we are able to do. We don't want this to be a place where people don't feel like they can actually do that. Where they
Right,
can
but
come forward.
that raises some questions though, right? Why you say that you banned a lot of pedophiles from this server. So I think maybe like looking inwards at this server and trying to figure out what you can do to stop attracting that, right? Like, I understand that it's an 18 plus server, but my question is why are there so many minors? I know personally
The
that
dinosaur game?
I understand that, but it's supposed to be an 18 plus server. So I understand that it's a dinosaur game, and I'm not discrediting that. It's a dinosaur game. Like, we literally role play as dinosaurs. Like, I can see why that is attractive to children, right? But my question is why are you running an 18 plus server and have all of these children, right? And thus you're having all of these issues with pedophilia and things of that nature. That's like wildly like unacceptable, and I feel like y'all need to try and do like I said, I'm not an admin. I'm not gonna sit here and try and brainstorm ideas of how to prevent this in the future. I'm gonna leave that for y'all. But I think it'd be a good idea to try and look into how do we, as admins, as people who are trying to quote unquote protect our community, prevent this from that, right?
So you don't think that we should allow anyone under 18 into the server?
I'm not saying that that was y'all's rule. Y'all's rule is it's an 18 plus server.
No, it's not our rule.
That's crazy, because every single time that somebody talks about anything in chat, it's an 18 plus server. Anytime anybody cusses in a server, it's an 18 plus server. So now there's confusion because I'm hearing that from literal admins.
Yeah, I understand the confusion. It was meant to always be like a chat rule, like someone says fuck, it's 18 plus type thing. But yeah, I understand where the confusion comes from.
Right on. Well, that's all I got.
Well, I do appreciate you coming up.
Thanks.
All right. Go ahead, Aswan.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to touch base a little bit about just the questions on the Reddit and all the feedback from former staff and about, experiences as a staff member. And I just wanted to help enlighten a lot of people in the community what it sort of looks like from the other side. Some of you probably don't even know who I am. I'm not particularly active in chats, but I have been with this server with Nublar almost since the beginning. Like I joined back in 2019 when the server was like a couple months old. So I've been here a really, really long time. And I was formerly an IL mod as well back in 2019. I was only a mod for about 4 months, but back then, there was that expectation that we would put in 20 plus hours a week, or that minimum of 20 hours a week. A lot of that came from, when you're a mod and you're on the server, like, there's a lot of pressure there to be helping people, and you get burned out really quickly. But, it's expected that there should always be staff there to help the community. So, you can't really leave the server until someone comes to relieve you. So that's where a lot of that, expectation of putting in those hours would come from, is because we wanted to encourage people to be supporting our fellow staff members and being able to get on when we can, and so we weren't just leaving one person sitting there all day on server trying to do all the grows, do all the slays, manage all the reports, all that kind of stuff that we have to do. A lot of that has changed, and definitely for the better. And it's about finding a better way to make that work. I know that like I said, I was only staff for 4 months when I was on the Isle because I did burn out really, really fast. I just couldn't do it anymore. And I had to step down for personal reasons as well, shit going on in my life. But my motivation has always been to be here and to help the community, and to make this place a place where everyone wants to come and to play together for you guys. So when I did come back to staff as a member of the Beasts of Bermuda staff, which is what I moderate at the moment, a lot of that expectation has changed. There isn't that, minimum set of hours that we have to do anymore. There isn't that same pressure. We're still able to clock in and to help the community, and then at the same time buck out and just play as a regular player. And I've personally, always had really good relationships with member on staff. I haven't felt any kind of, discontent from any of my higher ups. I'm not saying that my experience is universal. Everyone's definitely going to have had different experiences. I still keep in contact with a lot of former staff, and I know some people haven't had the best experience. And, some situations haven't always been handled in the best possible way. But, I think that every situation is different. And at that time, it just does come to that judgment call, and people try to handle it in the best way they can at that time with the information that they have. And, like I said, I'm here if anyone has any questions or needs any support. Even if you're, for IL players, Bob players, or whatever. Like, my DMs are always open if people just need to talk about stuff, or you have concerns and you want them addressed, because I am always a community first person, and I'm always going to be there to listen to you guys. And that's all that I wanted to say.
Thank you, Aslan. Come on up, Dean.
Yes, this is like kind of related to the matter, but I have multiple people DMing me, like a lot of people that have gotten banned, but they didn't say anything in the general chats. They were with me in the general VC playing Bob with me, and they got banned for no
I'm not
reason.
quite sure why anybody would just be banned for no reason without spamming, but if they will reach, if they have the ability to contact me, or if you'll send me their Discord ID, I'll see if I can speak to them.
Okay, that's fine. No, that's all I wanted to know, because they're all having that same issue where they didn't say anything,
Okay.
and they were minding their own business. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. Alexios. Did you go? Did you leave? I don't see you no more. All right. Hyena.
Yo, my guys. Did you heard of Polo G's new album? Run up
I'm,
Polo
so-
G's new album.
I'm sorry.
What?
You need to run up Polo G's new album. Shit's fire, dude.
Okie dokie. Bliss.
Hi, hello.
Hello.
I have one issue. Well, actually two issues. So I know for a fact I have helped, especially when Irish was around, get someone banned for less evidence than this for pedophilia.
Okay. I'm not sure what
T.
Do you remember Fire?
Fire had plenty of evidence against him.
Right, but there was like I don't understand what the difference between that and like this situation is, because there's pretty much a lot of evidence here too. But my also thing is, so you guys also state that you were aware that he was going to prison and what he was going to prison for, correct?
What we were informed that he was going to prison for was what we were aware he's going to prison for was just that the rubber ducky tool. That
Okay,
was it.
so even outside of any pedophilia accusations or whatever you would like to call it,
Mhm.
why would you allow someone that you know is going for prison for that even to come back into your server? Are you okay
Because
with that type of stuff then?
because as I had said earlier, I spoke with several different coders that we were aware of and asked whether this was a situation that we should be concerned about, and all of them indicated that it wasn't.
But why would you take that risk for the community? You're supposed to be protecting everyone here, and you allowed someone like that to come back.
I mean, we haven't. We did intend to. I'll be honest about that. Based on that information, we did. But again, given the other, I guess you might call them experts of that field, because I am not by any means an expert in coding.
But I
Based
don't think
on
you need to be an expert in coding to know that that person is doing something shady. So you're allowing someone shady to come back to your community, risking everyone here. And that's my main problem. Even outside of any pedophilia accusations or whatever you would like to call it. Knowing someone that has the capability and has been convicted and going to prison, shouldn't that be enough?
I mean, again, we had asked others about it, and they didn't indicate that this was something
But he was
that was
convicted
truly
by the
serious.
law where he lives
I understand.
to be doing terrible things, and you guys allowed him to come back.
Yes, yes, we did. Like I said, the reason being was because actually we had never banned him to begin with, knowing that if the truth of it is out there, um, we didn't remove him or ban him then at all. It was again something that we had asked others about, and no one had indicated that it was something that we should be concerned with. That it was almost commonplace among coders, not even to necessarily use, but just to look at and just to see how it works.
And I hope that you understand that there's no excuse for letting someone to come back into your community or stay in your community that has access and knowledge of that.
I understand.
Even to be like convicted of that, like he was formally convicted. And
Mhm.
that's the issue. Because you don't get formally convicted just for knowing and researching it.
I mean, you can get convicted for possessing it.
That's exactly. So like, he still sought after it. Like he went to go get that information. What other information would he be going for?
Again, I don't know. We asked, and that was the answer that was given to us by several, not just one person.
And I understand that. Like I said, that there are a lot of children here, and you both are aware of that.
Yep.
And children, unfortunately, aren't fully developed. I know. I don't know if you do, but I know Oil has children for a fact. Would you like your children to deal with someone like that? Would you like someone to be? Would you like your children to be talking to someone like that on the internet?
You're referring to who?
Just your father, aren't you?
Yeah, you're just referring to like pedophiles?
No, 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 no. Just someone that has the ability to take your information and find out where your child is.
Oh yeah, that's definitely sketchy.
So why would you let him stay? Because you know he knows how.
I never really thought that that was the intention of his hacking. I mean, I just thought it was like a program or a USB that he ordered and never really heard about it being used in any malicious way, and definitely if I thought or somebody brought it up like
How's
you
it
guys are now.
malicious? Like, it's a keylogger pretty much, right?
Personally, I was under the assumption that you had to like plug it into a certain computer, not that he was like a hacker.
But still, a keylogger, correct?
If that's what a rubber ducky is, then yeah.
That I think that's my only thing. I just think you guys are failing the whole community. And I hope everyone leaves. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I wish you all the best.
All right. Well, that is all that I have time for tonight, guys. I'm sorry. If Will would like to continue, he may. But I have to get off. Y'all have a good night. I do apologize for letting you guys down in that sense. We did think that we were doing the correct thing at the time. But anyway, y'all have a good night.
We definitely can re-adjourn tomorrow and let more people speak if they're interested.
Are you kidding me?
So it's not like
There was over
this thing where we
300
just
people,
do
and you're about to just cut it off with like seeing what 6 people talk? Are you fucking for real? There's 400. Bruh. I ain't leaving. I ain't leaving, bitch.
If anybody's interested in coming back, just keep an eye out for announcements or something, and we'll probably post something in there regarding the whole situation or another discussion like this. I also believe that we're going to be talking to Sidalpha, so he may have some more information and might be able to relay it all better.
Look at him just sitting in here. This is so fucking hilarious.
No, she just said that they have no arrest. There's no arrest. There's no trial.
When did I hold on.